Hey, welcome to the check-in.
Welcome to the check-in. Long time no talk.
Long time.
I mean, it's been a week, so we talked to y'all last week.
I mean, no, but before that, it's been like months.
Yeah, but now it's just us. It's intimate again.
Yes.
Do y'all hear this? Intimacy? Yes. Yes.
Intimacy.
It's giving like alien, like let me be in your ear, in your soul, in your brain. Do you feel that in your brain?
Do you feel that?
Okay.
You're
So
welcome.
Tall twin here.
Small twin here.
So small?
Yeah.
How you doing? It's a loaded question, I know. Because
Okay.
I know how you're doing.
So I want to recap what's been going on for the past like 12 months. Do you want to go first?
12 months.
Just very quickly. Like I'm gonna do it in like 60 seconds.
I based off this morning,
Okay, fine. 2 minutes.
Okay, all right, that's reasonable. Go ahead. You have a lot to say.
Oh wow, since the last time we last time we started recording,
Yup.
I got my heart broken by two people that got me super fucked up. So
Why do I feel like I don't remember?
what you talking about? You do remember.
Was it me? No, I'm just kidding. I would never. I'm the nice one. Anyway, go ahead.
You violent. I'm the nice twin.
Whoa.
Okay, fine. 60 seconds. Anyway, the last time we were recording, I was being very, very, very vague. And so now that we're going to be recording on like a schedule, the vagueness is going to be gone. We're calling people out of their names. We are no, just kidding. I'm going to use like nicknames a lot, but I'm
Yes.
definitely going to be a little
We
bit
love nicknames.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be a little bit more unfiltered cuz I'm like, "Oh, what if they're listening and I hurt their feelings?"
Is one of them YS? Okay, I'm hip. I know what we're talking about.
So now I feel like I'm uncaged, I'm like a peacock that can fly and I could just spread my wings and like blow them bitches away.
That's that archer in you.
Yes,
That's
that is
taking shots.
I'm the mean twin, apparently.
She
That is
is.
also a new development since we've last been in the studio. I am now the mean twin.
Yes.
Tall twin is now the nice twin.
Yes.
Good luck. But other than that, coolin'. I mean, I started a little thing like low key, but it ain't that big of a deal. But my 2 minutes is up. So how are you?
Oh, you sure you don't want to, finish that up?
I mean, the little thing I started is called Share Your Soul or whatever. Like, it's no big deal. Tall Twin is the creative director. I'm the CEO and founder. Like, we did some cool shit in Baltimore, just a couple weeks ago.
So, where can they find Share Your Soul if they were looking for it? Just gonna plug that real quick.
Yeah. So honestly, please go to our website.
Yeah.
Because the website is brand new, designed by moi, and it's pretty fire. It's www.
Dot
S as in
Sam.
Y as in yo-yo, S as in Sam, M as in mother.
You just making stuff up. We got Sierra, Yankee Sierra.
V as in Victor.
Okay.
And then M as in
Mike.
And then T as in Thomas. Tango.
That's okay.
So it's sysmvmt.com. SYS movement without the vowels. On all the things, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. But the website is beautiful. It'll take you to all those things.
Wow, that was wonderful.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, well, I haven't been doing anything like any of those things that you just listed.
Okay.
So, I've been struggling this last week,
Oh.
You said, oh no.
Dramatic effect.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. So this past week, as y'all know, we're very, very open about our mental health out here because, mental health be whooping our ass. But yeah, that came in with a vengeance. Yes. It was like, hey, how are you doing? You're good? Not anymore. It's the holidays. We don't care.
Yes,
so
seasonal depression.
Yeah, and then my house just decided to have a bunch of issues. There's currently a hole in the ceiling in the living room.
There is.
It's very distracting. I try to go in there and eat, watch, Rick and Morty, American Dad, enjoy myself, and I can't because there's literally a hole in the ceiling just hovering around my brain space where I would have peace. So, that's that. Not gonna say too much more about that, but if you want to know more about how exactly I was feeling, we could tell you about a different time.
Okay.
But yeah, last 12 months, I've just been doing the same thing that I usually do. Picked up another job in creative director. Yeah. So working, working hard.
You get paid in pot pies, right?
Yeah. I get paid in chicken pot pies.
That's a very nice job.
It is. It's currency I didn't expect. I have to be honest there.
Pot pie?
Yeah. I was like, wow, I've never been paid in food before. Now, granted, food is my first love language, so I'm not mad at it. But I was just like, wow, I do. Okay. But now that we've all checked in, and I hope you guys check in with us. I mean, our DMs have not been as dry as usual, honestly. So we appreciate you guys kind of getting in there. Get in there.
We appreciate the love and people asking us to come back, and now we here. So what are we talking about today?
So, as you guys saw the title, we were talking about Mr. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. Because I don't even know if he has a last name anymore. Is it just it's only Ye?
It's like, it's just Ye.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Ye.
Now Mr. Ye has been doing a lot of things recently, and it's really hard to listen. We don't want to cancel the man, but he make it real hard sometimes.
We don't? No, I'm done.
Oh, you're done.
I mean, I listen to old Kanye. I do.
Okay. It's the real one, baby. Yeah.
That's what, that's all I do. But this new, ever since the life of
Pablo.
Yeah.
Pablo.
People are gonna get on me about that, but they're like, "What? The life of Pablo was so good." Okay.
You're like, I was unimpressed.
Yeah, but I mean, there was 2 songs on there. I was like, okay, I haven't heard him go off like this, rapping in a while. I think No More Parties in L.A. I was just like, okay, he rapping. But anything after that really when he got with Kim, I just stopped listening to his music. It was different.
I think the last album I listened to in full was I don't even know the name of it.
You didn't listen to Donda at all?
Donda.
Listen, the meaning behind all of that, it was beautiful.
So
but
I did listen to that, but I didn't enjoy what I heard. I'm gonna be honest. My musical taste is not as refined. I'm just like, if it doesn't make sense to I don't like being confused. You know this.
Yes.
It makes me angry. So I was confused. I was angry. Yeah. I didn't like it. I want no more. But the Yeezus, I think, was the last album I listened to in full.
I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry. They're gonna come for us. Okay, Yeezus.
Yeah, because that black skinhead is just premium workout music for me. I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna throw this 135-pound bar at somebody's face. It does what it needs to do.
Okay. It causes the reaction that you needed.
Blood on the Leaves I like too.
Blood on the Leaves was also
From the
fire.
popular trees.
Yeah, that sample, when the beat comes in, I'm like,
we're gonna be somebody. Yeah. See, it's a decent
for sure.
album. It's a decent album.
Okay, yeah.
But we're gonna focus not on a lot of the
old Kanye.
Yeah, we're gonna focus on the Kanye that is nearest and dearest to our hearts, and that's the Kanye that needs help. Because we mental health people.
Yeah.
So we see the mental health. So we're gonna start with the actual factuals. So this is new for y'all. If we're gonna talk about some stuff, we want to actually have some facts. So
facts are important.
We're gonna list our fact, and then we're gonna say what we think about it. So we're gonna get into actual factual number 1. Kanye West was first diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2016. Now, if y'all's good at math school, it's 2022, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 years ago, right?
It's been some time.
And allegedly, he showed signs of this in 2009.
After his mom passed.
So, bipolar disorder, if y'all's not hip, because I will be the first to say, in this room, I think I'm close in this room to people I know, because we got lovely people in the back.
Got lovely people in the back.
Out of the two twins here,
yes,
one of us is closer to bipolar, and it's me. So I feel like, man, I feel bad for my mans because I get it, but then I don't because I'm not. But I might be. I don't know. But anyway, so there's basically two ingredients to bipolar disorder. Think of it as like a Rice Krispie treat. You got Rice Krispies and you got marshmallows. Bipolar, you got depression and you got mania or hypomania.
Yeah.
And then those form together and make a delicious treat. Not for like anybody else. Yeah. But for you, you might be like, oh, I'm sad. Just kidding. I'm happy now. And it's a fun little roller coaster in life. You're just like, wow, I hate everything. I want to never wake up. And then boom, you're just like, why am I so happy today? Let's go to the park. Let me dance with the cat who just wants me to put him down.
Yes.
And everybody's like, wow, you just done speed and snorted some substance. Like you are on something.
You're on something.
I'm on a high.
I'm on mania.
It's not a high, it's mania.
Yeah.
But I think and I don't know if there's a lot of other celebrities that have come out as bipolar.
I know Jennifer Lewis is one.
I know Chris Brown is one.
Yeah. Okay. Really?
But people don't like Chris Brown either. So it's just
people love Jennifer Lewis.
Maybe celebrity men are just a little harder to.
Well, I mean, if you have a mental disorder and your personality is also very loud and boisterous, is that a word?
Yeah, boisterous. Yeah.
If you're really like that already, like your personality is just in your face around everybody. Unfortunately, like with the men that we see suffering from these mental disorders, it's like there's no healthy balance.
And men are definitely less likely to get help. So it's just like, all right, well, there's some things on both sides.
Yeah.
Whether you're a man or a woman, is on like as a lady, we're thinking like, okay, we have mental issues, but then we just get characterized as having an attitude. And it's like, no, something's actually wrong.
Yeah.
It's not just, us waking up and choosing violence. Like the violence chose us.
Yes.
Mentally. At random.
Yes.
So we have that. And then for men, it's just like, oh, nothing I say matters. I just need to go out and work. And it's just like, man, everybody just needs good health care.
Everybody just needs good health care, and you need to just sit down and take care of yourself.
Yeah, Mr. Biden, we need good health care.
Oh, wow. So we're taking that turn.
I mean, he's the only one who could do something about it, right?
You right, though. Okay. Listen, them student loans.
Oh, he's working on that. He's working. You don't know he's working on it?
Don't get me started, bro.
Okay. All right. So, I don't think, do you have any personal experience with anybody who's bipolar?
Diagnosed, no.
Okay.
Undiagnosed, I like to diagnose everybody, including myself. But my shrink is just like, ma'am, stop doing that. Like, I do that for a living.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, but she really be like, you don't have signs of that. And I'm like, but if you think about it, on November 1st, 1992, I wasn't even born. But like.
But if you think about it.
Like I definitely think I have people in my family that have very, very severe undiagnosed mental illnesses, whether or not that's bipolar or like a mix of
features.
A mix of features. That's still to be determined, but it's very possible. And I think that dealing with individuals like that, it's hard because you can't force people to get help if they don't want help.
Exactly.
And that's something that I've learned the hard way throughout my life. It's like I always want to put my Captain Save-A-Ho cape on. But if people like Kanye don't want to get the help that like, I would love for all his industry friends to like have an intervention with him, like sit him down, talk, not do anything, but like sit him down, talk to him and be like, look, this has gone too far. Like, we need to come up with a plan to get you some help.
You don't think that's happened?
No, I don't.
I feel like it's happened and he just wasn't receptive.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, like, depending on which Mr. Ye we're dealing with, right? Because you have I'll say there's 3 Ye's.
Okay.
Ye 1, we'll just come up with the one.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ye One would definitely, like, let's say Ye One is his mania side. He ain't trying to hear that. Because in your mania, you're on this positive high.
And you think you're a god.
Not necessarily, but like everything is like love and peace and it's going to be all right. And you're just overly positive because you're happy. And you feel all this euphoria, and then you have this other side that's the depressive side, and you're just like, okay, everything sucks, everybody's out to get me, nobody cares about me, y'all don't want to invest in what I'm trying to do. And then you have this other you. Well, let's see, there's maybe 4, because if you have psychosis, you have that version of you, and then whatever was your quote unquote normal when you're between the 3 different, there's a lot of people living inside, and he's a Gemini too, so he really got 4 people going on. Like he really got 4 people.
Geminis deserve rights, guys.
They do, but like also they deserve as much help as they need when they need it.
When they need it.
Okay. Rest in peace to the Gemini that I love. But I think I agree with you. Like I think I have a family member who is bipolar who doesn't know. I've heard stories of this individual taking medication.
Okay.
That this individual no longer takes, and it was after a mandatory you gotta go get seen in kind of situation. Okay. So and also my experience with this person, they're very like, you don't know what version you're getting of this person, very explosive, anger at times when they feel wronged. Yeah. Just like something's not right. Like the 0 to 100
real quick.
And then other times they're just like this super like, yes, let's do all the things. And I'm just like, you just made everybody mad 2 minutes ago. What's happening here? But onto that, because I mentioned that this person is no longer on medication, our actual factual number 2 is Kanye openly admitted he was off his medication in 2016. So he was in an interview and he was like, I didn't take my medication in 6 months. So now, and his ex-wife, now ex-wife, has confirmed that she was like, yeah, this man was on his meds and then he was not taking them no more. He was like, I'm done. Now, he definitely said, he was like, listen, this impacts the way that I can produce my music. Yeah. I'm not in the headspace I need to be in to create music.
But it's not good anymore. That's the weird part. It's very strange.
Expand upon that. Let's get into it, yeah?
I mean, he hasn't dropped a graduation type album in a very long time. So if he's worried about his creativity being stunted by medication, I would say it hasn't gotten any better with him off the medication. And that's why I don't think an intervention has happened in his life. I don't think anybody in his circle is like, hey.
You don't think Kim was like, she lived with this man.
Okay, maybe Kim.
And divorced him.
I meant like friend intervention, like industry friends.
Does he have friends?
So, I mean,
does he have friends?
If Jay-Z, Rihanna,
friends.
Beyonce.
Friends.
Listen, I'm saying.
He has coworkers.
He has coworkers, but people that care about him. Like, if people truly do care about him, you know, they say they love him, they call him brother, whatever. Like, I really don't think there's been a group of like 12 people that aren't his family that's sat him down and been like, hey, this has gone too far, and it's impacting your work as an artist.
If you think about what happened to I forgot that young man's name, when we watched Genius, and the person who was originally like he kind of pushed him out. He pushed him away. So I don't
think he's receptive to any type of.
And the people that he surrounds himself with, he's picking them. So he might not be picking the people that are like, hey, yo, bro, you off. Yeah. You need some help.
Yeah.
Because like we say, you got to want help. And if you don't want it, or you don't feel like anything's wrong, or if you just feel like you can handle yourself, like I'm off my meds too.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So I was put. So
I didn't expect you to just.
Well, because I want to say my opinions are coming from a place of experience.
Okay.
I mean, we have the actual factuals, and then we just over here, you know, dicking around on the mic and just saying what we think.
Talking. We just have a conversation.
I think I want people to know that I feel like I have so much grace for Kanye still because I understand. Like, you get diagnosed and you're like, all right, what do I do with this information? And they tell you get on medication, you do it. And you're like, okay, all right, we're here.
Yeah.
My experience with medication, I got on it. I was good for like 6 months. When I say I was good, I mean it was working for 6 months.
Okay.
The first couple weeks,
rough,
because I was not sleeping, and it was trying to regulate. I'm MDD, major depressive disorder with mixed features, and the mixed features are I have moments of mania, but I don't necessarily check all the boxes for bipolar. At least that's what they said. Unique. So, like, when I got on Celexa, I was like, all right, this is fine. They put me on 20 milligrams.
Okay, that's a little baby milligram.
Yeah, I was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
So it was helping a lot with my depression. And then my anxiety was like, oh, we're unchecked. Pop off. And so I was like, oh, I'm losing my mind. I'm going into Costco and having to go in my car because I'm crying. And I'm like, there's too many people here. I don't know.
I remember
so
that day.
Yeah, it was a very sad time. It was a sad time for everyone involved, mostly me. But I went back to my psychiatrist, my black lady psychiatrist. I was like, listen, madam, it ain't good. What's happening ain't good. My depression is in its cage. It's cooperating the way it should. But
damn boy,
that anxiety, that is a cat with zoomies, and it's climbing on everything in my life, and I needed to stop.
And crab walking
yes,
all over the house.
And meowing. Like, it's doing all the things too much at one time.
Okay.
And she was like, all right, I got you. Let's up yours to max dose. And I was like, maximum dosage. Like, I'm cool. Let's do it.
X-Men.
Yeah. So, for another 6 months, I was like, oh, we cool. Depression's in its cage. Anxiety's in its cage. The mania is manageable. It's still happening, but it's manageable. Then after 6 months again, my depression figured out how to open its cage. And I was just like, I'm already on the max dose. They can't give me no more. What do we got to go to a new medication? Yeah. And I remember my experience first getting on Celexa. I wasn't sleeping. Like, I was going 3 days at a time with no sleep.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to work and you're trying to do all these other things, it's just like, I don't have the luxury to just guinea pig myself for 3 months and work and keep up with my household and support my family and my friends. And they, people will be like, you have to make time. It's you. We gotta take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, y'all gonna pay my bills while I try to figure this out.
Exactly. People always say like, you gotta make time for yourself, but like, bills don't make time for me.
Right.
They are still due.
And my job doesn't care.
Not
like,
one bit.
They will give you like, you can have accommodations, but
is there anything we can do to help? Can you give me the month off? Like,
and still pay me?
No. Okay.
More PTO? Maybe sick days? Can I have some sick days? No.
Y'all don't want to help me.
They just want to say that so they can say, well, we offered.
We offered to help.
They'll be like, oh, we can have one meeting where you come in and you don't have to have your camera on. Just the one out of the 6 that I have today? Just one?
We're trying to help, Tiffany.
Well,
I mean, small twin.
You're doing.
My bad.
That's okay. They know my name now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're trying to help Miss Tiff.
Miss Tiff. And I just call out when I don't feel like coming in now.
Yeah.
And then people be like, "Are you okay?" No, thank you for asking. So what about this that we're working on? Do I need to be in this meeting?
Next thing on the agenda.
Right. Like. They care because you're a family until they need you to do stuff, and then it's like, why aren't you working?
Girl.
Because my brain is ripping in half.
I could talk about work for hours and hours.
So, I say this to say, after I hit max dosage and it was not working anymore, I was like, I don't want to guinea pig myself. It took months for me to get on it. I cold turkey stopped. Don't do that.
Don't.
You should not do that.
Listen,
I did it.
All the cameras. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But if you want to know how it went, you let me know. You slide in the DMs. I'll tell you exactly how that went down. But you shouldn't, because a psychiatrist will say you need to slowly wean off. And don't be like me, who didn't slowly wean off. I was like, what? It's going to take me a year to get... No, I'm not paying for more medication I'm not trying to take. No. No, ma'am. So I did it. And I'm fine-ish. But...
The ish.
But because you
Yes.
out here raw dogging life without medication, and you got problems.
Life is life, and yeah.
And so, like, yes, did I go to therapy? I have tools to try to help myself with certain things. But when, there are trauma anniversaries, which this is my season of trauma anniversaries, I go through my Snapchat and I was like, oh my gosh, this week I was struggling with insomnia too. That is so crazy. My stuff just matches up so perfectly that I'm like, seasonal? Like, what's happening here? Am I dying? What's the issue? But yeah, this is why I don't like fault Kanye for not taking medicine. Like, you have to be ready for your medication to not work. You have to be ready to figure out, like, okay, I'm on medication now, but I can't drink out with my friends anymore because I can't take aspirin. Like, there's certain medications I can't even take anymore. I gotta throw medications away. Every time I get a new medication, I gotta be like, well, I'm on this. So there's just so many other variables to taking medication that I feel like people who are not familiar with how mental health medication works, it takes time for it to kick in. It takes time for it to kick out. Like, it takes time for you to navigate who you are on that medication and if you're okay with that. Because I didn't feel like myself on medication. I didn't feel like I was fully enjoying anything, but I also didn't feel like I was hitting all the lows either. So it kind of kept me in this middle space where I couldn't fully enjoy things, but I also was having the protection of not being super sad when something awful happened. And that's stuff that you have to take into consideration. So I'm not mad at the man for not taking medication. Now, if he's presenting himself as a danger to himself and other people, and you brought up, the address thing.
Him dropping the address of his kid's school was...
Like, that's not okay. That's the point where you have to start considering, like, all right, I'm putting people in danger. I need to figure out something, even if it's not medication.
Yeah.
But...
And even his child support is now, I think it includes his children's security.
I think it's actually, the security is additional. So I think it's the base $200,000 and then 50% of their education and 50% of their security.
Okay. So I will say that, like, my experience with medication, gang, I am, what am I taking? Fluoxetine. Yeah, that is Prozac for the people in the back. It's doing okay. I mean, I can't really tell. Like, I also have I have dysthymia, so that is persistent depressive disorder. I've had it for a number of years, and it hasn't really gone away or, decreased in strength. So
it's just existing.
It's just there. And, like, none of my doctors really know what best to do besides throwing pills at it. So I'm just kind of like trying to find other holistic ways to try to, like, improve my health, but still taking medication just to make sure I don't spiral. I do forget to take my meds some days. And on those days that I do, I do notice that, like, I can't handle life very well. So I will say it is like, I can't notice it working, but I notice when it's not in my system. And then I also take something for my insomnia that, doesn't work for you.
No.
But works perfectly fine for me. So it's
wrecked me.
Yes, mental disorder medication is very complex, and it works differently on different people. And I think with Kanye's situation, and I mean, I tell you this, I think it's a matter of trial and error. Like, you got to find what works for you and your body and your chemistry. But sometimes people aren't, open to just being a guinea pig for the rest of their life. Because, I mean, I've tried 5 different medications.
And I tried one, and I was like, I don't ever want to have to figure this out again. This was so awful.
Yes, all of my attempts at the different medications, there were different side effects, and it was scary. Like, one gave me, like, a ringing thing in my ear, but it was supposed to be really, really good for me, and it just did not go well with my brain chemistry, and that happens. So, I mean, it's a marathon trying to pick the right medication. Some people don't get to the end of that race, though.
Yeah.
And they just kind of have to raw dog life and just be out here existing. But can I go to the third actual factual?
Absolutely. Go ahead and say that actual factual.
All right. So at the end of the day, whether or not you're medicated, your mental health issues is not an excuse for you to be an asshole. Your mental health issues is not an excuse for you to be a menace to society. It's not an excuse for you to be a bigot. It's not an excuse for you to be a black skinhead. Like, I don't know what this man is doing. I don't know why he is causing so much chaos. This feels like a tantrum because he's losing all this money at one time. And it's just irresponsible. Just because you have a mental disorder, like a severe mental disorder, that does not excuse you, or you still have to be held accountable for your actions. And I think that's the one thing that, the people that have been on Kanye's side trying to defend him all this time, they've really been like, oh, his mom died, oh, he's bipolar, blah, blah, blah. Like, they've really been trying, but like now it's gotten to a point where it's just like, yeah, no, I can't defend this man. He out here on some bullshit, and who is Mr. Ye? Who that man? I don't even know him. So it's just like I really want people to keep that in mind, because I've had, like, family members, they had their mental health struggles, and for a while I was always making excuses for their behavior. I was like, oh, well, this person has severe blah, blah, blah. That's why they act blah, blah, blah. Therefore, I can't be mad at them. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Yes, the fuck I can. Especially if they're on some bullshit. If you on some bullshit, your mental health issues, that's not going to take away the fact that you might get smacked in the face. You just need to remember that. Like, I really hope that everybody holds themselves accountable in their behavior, and how they treat people, because like it's no excuse at the end of the day. Like, you can't just be out here being a dickhead and then being like, oh, well, I'm sick, I could be a dickhead. No, everybody's sick, bro.
It's true.
Like, life is
It's
hard
true.
enough. Stop making it more difficult than it needs to be.
Right. Actual factual. Number 3.
Factuals.
Like, consequences still exist whether you have a mental health issue or not. And I will say that if you are currently existing in your mental health issue untreated, and I mean untreated by anything, like even coping mechanisms, because
Coping mechanisms.
we don't advise for anybody to use any substances, for their mental health issues, but some people do, and it does help them, whether that's, LSD or weed or alcohol. Like, everybody has, this kind of little addiction monster laying low, and if it gets activated, but for the most part, I think most people who are having a mental health illness, whether they know it or not, are coping with it somehow.
Yeah.
Expressing themselves through art, sleeping,
yes.
eating, like whatever it is that you're using to try to make yourself feel better and activate that dopamine and serotonin that's just non-existent. But your coping mechanisms and how you're going through life and how you're treating your mental illness, it doesn't negate the impact that you have on other people. So if it makes you feel better to yell at people when you get upset because you got, overwhelmed, you still have to deal with the aftermath that you yelled at somebody who probably also has an issue with being yelled at and is now crying and never trusts you again. So I'm advocating here for all the criers. Pisces gang, unite. But
water signs, gang.
Cry our tears, waterbenders out here. So, like, you have to be cognizant of that. And if you choose not to be cognizant of that, in Kanye's case, I think there are moments where he's choosing not to be cognizant of who he's affecting and how he's hurting people. And in that aftermath, the people who actually really do care about him and want him to get help are tired of being beat up. And so they back off. And family is like the easiest way for you to experience that firsthand is when you see somebody that you're like, okay, I know the way that you're reacting right now doesn't match the situation. I know there's some underlying issue here. Somebody has treated you some type of way, and this is why you act the way you do.
Yeah.
Even if it's just not even mental health, maybe just somebody never always thought you were a liar. And so now you always have to explain yourself to the nines because you think somebody's already accusing you of lying. Fine. When you reach that point with that person, like, hey, I trust you. You give the little affirmation, you do whatever you can to make that person feel comfortable, and they continue to treat you like you're always judging them. At some point, you're going to go, all right, nothing I'm doing is reaching you. I'm not gonna sit here and let you be mad at me for something I'm not doing. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
And I think that a lot of the people who are closest to Kanye, who really genuinely did care, are in that boat. They're just like, this man, we can't reach him.
Yeah.
If he has to spiral to actually figure out, like, hey, I'm really not okay. And through my mania, through my depressive disorder, through my psychosis, through my just regular existing, through my grief, whatever, you know, everybody's a galaxy, whatever complex black holes you got going on in your system there, sometimes that has to get wrecked for you to sit there and go, all right, I have none of the people that I need. I have none of the help that I need.
I lost billions of dollars.
How did I get here, and what can I do to stop this?
Yeah.
And that's what happened with my depression. Like, I hit rock bottom.
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you think his rock bottom is going to be?
It's different from everybody. I mean, like, you have to think about what's important to this man. And it's hard to tell. Yeah. I think talking and expressing himself is most important to him. And I know we talked about, you know, this man getting committed.
Oh yeah, that'll that might be like a separate conversation.
But you know, in thinking of that, like, there are people in our society that we've deemed like, you are not responsible enough to seek help when you need to. You're not recognizing that you need to seek help. Yeah, you're not recognizing the severity of what's happening to you and the people around you. You gonna go over here.
TLDR, we had a brief conversation about whether or not Mr. Ye should be involuntarily committed. We had differing opinions, but at the end of the day, I conceded with Tall Twin. I think that if he were to get committed and it was a bad experience for him, he would come out so much more worse on the other side.
And this is like the voluntary committed gang. And if you want to hear that story, we have a podcast episode about that.
We have an episode about that. Yeah.
But because I'm not about to get into that right now, but you know, it was voluntary on my part, and it was single-handedly the worst mental health experience. Even at my worst depressive episode, my worst episode of mania, moments where I'm like, all right, signing out, we done. Like,
mine as well.
That experience being in that hospital was far 100 times worse than my worst depressive episode. So when I think about Kanye, because I felt very isolated. That man doesn't do well with isolation. He has this need to express himself, to talk, to be heard. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good for him.
Yeah,
so.
and I think that's a valid point. So, I mean, his rock bottom, it's still up in the air. Like, I don't know what it's gonna take for him to be like, maybe his kids, maybe one of his kids has to be like, Daddy, you doing too much.
That actually might be it, because he loves his little children.
He loves his kids. So, I mean, and I feel like he's the type of parent that would actually, like, take his children's opinion to heart instead of being like, go sit down and play. Yeah. Like, he doesn't strike me as that type of dad. So maybe, you know, North might sit him down one day. Like, they might go to the park and she'd be like, listen, bro, you embarrass me.
Oh, no.
And I need you to stop. So, you know, maybe you should get some help, Dad. And maybe he might be like, huh.
And then we're going to get the album.
We're going to get the best album ever.
Northwest. North.
Okay, we're going to get canceled.
But I mean, we brought you three actual factuals, and that's really all we have for today. But I mean, y'all let us know what y'all opinions are. Yeah. I know we have followers who also have their own mental health struggles. So these are always very controversial topics, whether, you know, being medicated or not, and just trying to figure out, do you go the route of mental health care, even though it sucks? You know, we're here in America, so it sucks. Like,
we need to improve the system.
Absolutely. And we need to not treat mental health patients like they are murderers in the making. We need to not treat them all the same, because if you have mild depression, you probably shouldn't be treated the same as someone with schizophrenia. So, you know, these are other, you know, we go get into it in other episodes, but, you know, let us know what you think about Kanye as well. Like, do you have grace left in your heart for this man, or are you like, you cancel, bro? I don't even know who you are.
I don't even know who that is.
Like, that man transitioned a couple years ago. We represent and remember his essence.
A lot of people have grieved the loss of Kanye probably 5 years ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, let us know where you are on the spectrum because it's a spectrum.
It's a spectrum.
But yeah, I mean, we gonna be back in y'all earballs again next week. So you know, we gonna have some maybe tidbits for you. But
yes,
for now, as we always say,
be kind to yourself,
be kind to others,
and continue to be that beautiful little galaxy that you're meant to be.
Yes, always.
Always.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.